Right, well, New Year's Eve is here, and so I thought I'd do the final video for 2012, which is just basically going to be a few announcements and updates of what's gone on. Right, firstly, 2 bulbs have blown. It will only be a matter of time before the others go out, but we do have some replacement bulbs, but they'll be fitted in later. Now anyway, on to what has gone on. Not much has gone on, but there is a fair bit to talk about. So firstly over here we have, in the loco cradle, we have a Lancashire and Yorkshire pug. And that's in because it's having these couplings put on. It did have medium couplings, but I've changed them to these, which look realistic. Well, more realistic than the previous ones it had. Here's some PVA glue. I won't be using that to stick the couplings on. I'll be using a stronger glue called Aldite, which is a very smelly glue, but it does the job. This is the glue I've been using to put the real coal in the tenders, as well as this liquid glue. You've seen the how-to video up on YouTube, so I won't talk about it too much. And here we just have some drills, basically. Nothing interesting. Now here, as you can see, we have the tenderless locomotives. Or should I say the tenderless tender locos, except for that one there. And these are still waiting to be reunited with their tenders, which there's real coal put in them, as you've seen in the how-to video. But the tenders have been moved inside to the house, where it's warm, so the coal can dry, which I will show you them in a minute. And in fact, if just show you down here, you can see there's 6100 Royal Scots, which I bought back in 2007 and was a limited edition. That tender that came with that did have removable coal, so I have put real coal in that as well, which I will show in a sec. And yes, as you may notice, the locomotives and rolling stock are now back on the shelves and cupboards, where they belong. But there's still some that's going to be put away, as you can see. Like, apart from the Lancashire and Yorkshire pug and these locomotives, here's the class D11 that does have its tender. Now the real coal for that, as you can see, is more or less dry. The others haven't, so they're inside the house. But anyway, here are the locomotives that are still going to be waiting to put on shelves, all in cupboards. We have the Class 09 from Batman. It does have the handrails missing from the side. I don't know what happened there. Just pulled it out the cupboard one day and it was like that. But I will probably get some replacement handrails for it. Or I might not even bother, actually. It's not really too much of a problem. Then we have, well, actually there we have an ant. He's pretty much dicing with death there. There he is, the camera's focusing on him. He's on the run until one of the trains runs him over. So here we have Queen Elizabeth II and Smoky Joe, as you can see. Then here we have a Caledonian Railway OF pug, or 0F should I say. And it is beginning to show some wear, as you can see, but it still does what it was built to do. So that's good. And then here, now this is actually a locomotive I got from Railfest. It's a, it's a Batman Junior model, and it's called Jack. And it came separated from a train set, but I can't remember which one. But it was only 20 quid, and so I got it. And some people say that Batman don't do toy trains. Well, they'd be wrong, because they do. But this is actually not too bad, actually. And I do have another one of these, but in black. But you know, the blue livery and the red lining, and the gold around the door there, and the windows, I think it just looks really smart. Then here we have another 0F, which is number 56010. And this one did come separated from a train set, which I do believe is called the Marshaller, or something like that. We have another one there that actually was in Caledonian Railway blue, but since I had two, I thought I'd paint this one in black. And it's been renumbered 56011, and it's supposed to be in the black line livery with the light crest. These paper ones are, yes, they have been stuck on here, but until I can get some transfers, then they'll replace them. But these do the job for now. And then here's another Queen Elizabeth II logo, except this one has been renumbered just Queen Elizabeth I. All I did was put black paint on one of the Roman initial ones, and that's basically how I did it. So that's them. Then we have some more here. Now, we did have on here the Jubilee Bahamas and the Castle Class Spitfire, but they are now in a cupboard, which is here, along with some other locos, as you can see. And there they are. There's Spitfire and the Jubilee Bahamas, and the others as well that are in there. But by tomorrow, this will have some wood at the back, and the shells will be strengthened, because just look at this. You know, that is just ridiculous. I'm not going to be putting my models on there, only to find that these could collapse. And then the other locomotives can go on here. And here's the tub of real coal, which I will get some more real coal in the future, because this won't last forever. But for now it will. Well, hopefully. And the plan is, more locomotives I get that have removable coal will have real coal put in them. But anyway, so the other locos and trains over here is the Class 150 in regional railways, the Helgen Metrovic Kobo, which is there. Then we have this, which I've never shown before, but it's not new, I've had it for 4 years. It's an American locomotive, and it's the only American engine I have, and it will only be the only American one I have too. It's the New York Central Niagara 484, and it has had the couplings changed so I can couple it to some of my stock. And it does have a smoke generator unit in as well, and I will at some point video this running around the layout with the smoke generator unit working, but I need to get some more smoke oil. Then we have the coaches for the Thames Forth Express here, and the coach for Princess Alice, and I will be getting some more, so don't panic. Then there's the coaches for the Cunard there, and here we have the BR Blue Class 20, which in the new year the plans for that will be carried out. I'm still waiting for the smaller BR double logos to come from Fox Transfers. They haven't come yet, but they should hopefully do in the new year, and as soon as they arrive, then the plans will be carried out. But I still need to know how to debrand the transfers. You know, those there. So if any of you know, please do let me know in the comments, because it would be greatly appreciated. Then over here we have the Catter wagons from Batman, which are weathered, and the Hunsult Austerity 060 Wimbleberry, the breakdown crane, and the Balgia bolster with the rail girders on. Then here we have the East Midlands Trains coaches, and I do plan to get the buffet car, and I will be getting the power cars, but that will be something that will be done in the new year. And here we have the Class 86 Caledonian. Oh, that was a bit of bad focus there. And this, in my opinion, is one of Hornby's best 86s. I mean, just look at the livery. And there's the working pantograph. And I am tempted to get one of the Hornby Class 87s as well. But that'll be something that'll be done in the future. And that's really all to say for this half. Now, this is something that I'm really proud of. This is the new Hornby turntable, which I got for my birthday, which was yesterday. I mentioned it quite a lot on Twitter. Well, and thank you to personal friends, if you're watching, for wishing me a happy birthday and coming to my birthday party, which I did have last night. Absolutely amazing. Got to reunite with family friends and, well, you know, basically what I've said. And it's going to have these handrails put on the side, but I think the holes were too small, so they're going to have to be glued in. Also, we have a smaller controller here, and that's there so it can turn the turntable around. Plus also, it will save me unplugging the controller from the socket to put the plug from the controller into that, because that'll be just too complicated. It'll be much more simpler to do it this way. And then we do have the instructions for it as well, and the old Dapple turntable, which will probably go in the bin. Because, you know, Hornby's turntables, in my opinion, are one of the best you can get on the market, because they have a 3 to 4 star rating. Peercow's turntables, I hear they do have a manufacturer fault, so the reviews of that are quite poor. And Helgen's, well, I'm not too sure about Helgen's much, but this was the first electrically operated turntable that you could get on the market, so some slack's got to be cut. And it does do the job, and it's very useful, even though I haven't properly tested it yet, but it will do. And there won't be any track that's going off from outside the turntable for locomotives to go onto, because this will just be used to turn the locos around. But down here, this section of points will be put in at some point, and there will be a steam loco shed here. That's the plan. As you can see, there's the box for the turntable as well, and some other older boxes. And there's the tripod that I used to film my reviews. And there's the bags of scatter that, yes, will be going on the layout soon. We have the nails, and a marker pen. And there's some tissue, which I will be using to cover these locomotives up, to stop condensation getting on them, which you probably won't, but it's better safe than sorry. And that will be fixed as well, because there is going to be possibility looking into putting polystyrene on the roof to stop condensation getting in and basically wrecking the scenery, because it did it on the last layout. I've mentioned it before. More bad focus there. And to prevent that from happening, well, because when this is done, I hope to enter the layout in the Hornby magazine, but I won't get anywhere yet because no scenery on it at all, and plus the condensation will ruin it, so that is not very good, is it? And you have to excuse the power tools out, they're being left out for more work that's going to be done tomorrow. And under there we have some of the buildings and the station canopies. And we have some more track there. And a pair of scissors. And a few cotton buds. Don't know why I'm mentioning that, but I'm going to anyway. And then here we have all the platforms that will be put on the layout soon, but not just yet. And there's another one over there, which is all alone, but who cares? So that's that. And here's the tenders, which have the real coal put in, and they've been put in into the coal control. And there's the tender, if you can just get it, is the one from the Royal Scots. And there's the real coal. So it shouldn't take too long for them to dry. Oh. Sorry about that. Right, so that's them. And then we will mention just a few of the other bits and bobs. Right, so here is a Severn Valley Railway Footplate Experience Course Information Pack, which I will be driving a steam train on the Severn Valley next year in May. Woo! And that was one of my birthday presents. This is, without a doubt, is definitely one of my best. It's been an absolute dream to drive a steam train. And then in here we have these plastic railway locomotive ornaments. No idea what the manufacturer's name is, because there is none for a start. But they come in these polystyrene boxes, God help us, and these plastic sleeves. But none of the locomotives are actually British. They're all German and American. Which, this is the only American I had, which is a Reading RR060 Camelback. All the rest, they are German locomotives. So I've got no British ones, which was weird, but you know. They'll do nicely still for display. There's a German right there, in fact, which is a DB98 G22 4x4 class. And that whirring in the background, it's just the computer. And that's basically it, to be honest. Nothing more else to explain, other than the fact that I have ordered a Hornby Pete Waterman Class N15 Sir Meligrant and a limited edition Hornby A4 Commonwealth Australia, the 75th anniversary. Wow. So that's all there is to say. So goodbye and have a very happy new year.